Is anyone out there today? And yes, if you're wondering, I did dress up for the live today. Super casual. It's Casual Wednesday. If you didn't get the memo, let me know you can see me and hear me. And I'm going to get something going on in the background so we can track the stock price action for a little company you might have heard of called NIO. Let's see what's going on there. Give me 1 second. I'll get it up here on screen. Will Smith, what's up? Welcome. Corey, welcome. What's going on? Yeah, Kevin, how's it hanging? It's good to see everybody. I thought, and I would have gone earlier, but I had some other stuff going today. This was kind of a one-off day. My schedule's a little more disrupted than usual. Just sort of my morning had stuff going on, and so that prevented me from going live earlier. But let's get it. What's really going on out there? 155 million shares traded of NIO. Was that about what I saw? Let's just hold on. Let's just slow down here. It certainly could have been just a fat finger accidental buy button pushing by some big firm, right? It could have happened, right? They might have added a couple of zeros on. Maybe they didn't mean to. Nah, one thing you're getting with me is the smile, the jokes, and why is the chat not? Oh, chat overlay. That's what I wanted. I meant to get everybody's chat on screen. So, but in true form and fashion, I was a little slow, delayed on that. Are y'all happy with the shared screen with the chart of NIO? Is that big enough for y'all? You good with it? Talk to me. I'm here for you all, really. Just trying to keep y'all smiling and happy. Corey says, let's hold the gains tomorrow and keep it going until we get some more delisting news in December. And yeah, Daniel, I see you. He says, how am I $9 looking? Will says, good with the chart. Okay, cool. We'll leave it as is. And I am hoping, I know I tweeted this morning that I was going to maybe go live to end the day. And I shot out a tweet to Marcel and Chad Sheridan and Seth, Mustache Seth, and Freedom Mike. And I don't know if the guys will make it or not. Seth had to work. He is trying to get over here so that he can jump in midstream. So obviously we're keeping his chair warm for him. And then Marcel said he has things going, but he will try to jump on and we'll do a stream another time. He and I have been actually behind the scenes. We've been trying to get together on something, and it just doesn't work schedule wise. And of course, he's in Europe. I'm here in the U.S. So one of these days, and I can't wait to get Marcel on. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've never actually chatted. Yeah, we've left some messages and even been on Twitter Spaces together, but we haven't actually gotten a chance to really visit. And so I would really appreciate that and enjoy. I'm looking forward to that as an opportunity to kind of share. And then I've got some questions I want to ask Marcel also and see what he has some thoughts on. There's some things I have not really shared that I'm thinking and wondering about. And I'm just curious if he'll have some similar thoughts or maybe he'll come from a completely different angle. And as always, he'll probably teach me something I like that. I like talking and meeting with people who I can learn from. That's really important for me to continue, growth as an investor, as a man, period. That's it. Daniel says, how are we looking for tomorrow? I'm real curious. And I don't know, y'all who are paying attention. I did see Xiaopeng had also 140, I think, million plus shares traded. Li Auto, 30 million, I think it was, relative to, an 8 million average. So we could be seeing the shift that I've been kind of wondering about and watching and waiting for, and that is big money flowing back. But again, it's just one day. Let's see if this doesn't carry over. And then, of course, we had Jerome Powell talking today, and the market was pumping. I don't know if that's what he wanted necessarily. So, and the volatility index is still not spiking. And so I'm just kind of like, I don't trust the market. I still don't. We're still in 2022. I've called it trashing, crashing before. I am not ruling anything out. But I do want to see if we'll, continue to have this kind of, bigger volume trade wise with an obvious uptrend. That chart, I think I went with the 5-day chart in the background. Let me look. No, that's just today. That's the old 5-day. That's the 5-day chart. So interesting as we go out a little further. 1 month, 3 months. We still got. Look, this is gonna be fun. Whenever it goes, if this is the start of it, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I've been here for the downtime, so I'm gonna be here when things do start rocketing, and that's really the key technical pattern I'm watching for. It's called a rocket. It's a rocket ship, straight up. No, just having fun. Jacob says, "Oh yeah." Corey says, "Anyone think it is crazy that Xiaopeng is up 45%?" Aaron, can you dig into their earnings? Can't imagine they were too good. Yeah, my thought really when I saw the big trade volume for all three companies and kind of the sector going up, I was just thinking maybe we've got some big funds, big firms that are trading them in a basket. They've got a bunch of stocks that they're trading together. In fact, did I like it? Brian T, I think, who I just started following on Twitter. I watched him a few months and decided I wanted to follow the guy and like a lot of stuff he's putting out there. He's pretty well keyed in on the Chinese market. And he had a big list. I mean, there were quite a few of them, and they were all up, pretty significant. And so, again, that sort of seems consistent with maybe the idea of big money trading in a basket, a bunch of them together. But again, it's one day. Let's see if we get a trend that continues over the next few weeks and that sort of thing. The other is this: as the opening up is happening faster than it's really being reported on from China, the delivery numbers are going to significantly increase. And so any big money who's paying attention or even has, inside information and knows big numbers are coming in for example, December, and then to end the year, big money, I've just really felt like it's a matter of time before big money flows back. And so let's see what happens. Will Smith says, Marcel's a superb contributor, great NIO content for me. He is the original. He's one of only a few who were doing NIO content back when I started tracking the company and started learning about it. Daniel says, young man can learn a lot from hard work. Miss him, but he's good. So that's not. Oh, now I really hope Chad stops through. Daniel. What's up, Jeff? Wait, is that Jeff? NIO Electric Vehicles. That's the one that looks like Jeff. There's two of y'all. What's up? I love that we've got such a great community, though. And it was fun. Even people were on Twitter going, hey, are you going to go live impromptu? Yeah, I love it. The community is fun and it's awesome. And I'm trying to get a little bit better set up with the social media platforms. It's actually, it's in the works, but I want to get more exposure for the channel. I'm looking at the software that I use to do these live streams allows me to do some different things. It's easy to use. That's why I went with it in the first place. I need easy. I need simple. Yeah, I know you're not NIO Electric Vehicles. I got you. I corrected myself quickly there. But as I get better at this, we should be able to collaboratively bring more people together, get the community, because there are so many more people who I know I don't necessarily get out to. And it'll just be fun as we can get more people together and sort of do this kind of thing. It'll be enjoyable. A lot of us have been here for a while. And some people, shout out to all the people who were here before I even knew about NIO stock. I heard about it in the summer of 2020. So love the old school folks. Jacob says my wife's going to be happy tonight. That's funny. Sports Handicapping says if inflation numbers come in lower on December 13th and the Fed does a 50% rate hike, or 50-cent rate hike rather, like it most likely will, look for a huge Santa Claus rally and a green next 6 months. I would not short the market. I'm so curious what's going to go on with the market. And I do believe that Powell meant to give us more pain. And so we'll see. we'll see what happens. And he even said, I listened to a little bit of what he was saying today. And he was trying to play it off like, oh, we think we can avoid a recession. But then he actually admitted when he was asked a more direct question, he was kind of like, well, we're trying to avoid a severe recession. And I'm like, oh, man, stop it, man. Stop it. But meantime, China was outperforming the U.S. economy even when it was largely locked down over there. So I'm thinking, all right, all they have to do is open up and things are going to get bullish, I believe, whenever the market figures it out. So let's see. Neil, let's go. Will Smith says, can't wait till we go to the moon, Aaron. When we do, I will buy Seth a full beard. Oh, I need Seth to come in right now. That'd be perfect. Charles, what's up? Let's go, Neo Nation. Neo. Milton, what's up? Calling out XPEV. That's Xiaopeng for those who don't know. And yeah, they had a big move today too. I think it's really interesting. And again, I'm going to be monitoring this because I want to know when analysts, when Wall Street, and I'm talking not everyone, but the vast majority, when they're going to differentiate between the companies. That's going to be a key, an important point in my mind when they actually recognize there's a difference with some of these companies. Because I think the Chinese companies are kind of just being lumped together. And that's how it's been. So let's see if they continue to trade together or not, and for how much longer. And when that differentiation, occurs, maybe it's, for example, when profitability hits for NIO, or, I don't know, it's going to be, I know Lee kind of popped off when it had a couple of profitable quarters. And so again, I'm just real curious what's going to happen. And where's the market going to be? Backdrop of the market. What's that going to be sitting like? Is Powell going to be causing more pain, or will he be allowing the pumping? I think we can all agree to one thing. Stocks only go up, right? No, I'm just playing. No financial advice, by the way. Look at my old school sweatshirt. Of course, I would never give financial advice, even to myself. The electric vehicle says, bought my first of NIO in September 2019. Wow, that's so cool. Yeah, you really have. I've seen the bottom and the top. He says, I'm still holding. I'll hold this till at least 2025. Well, and props to you and the folks, again, who were holding through a much more difficult fundamental time than when I was even aware of the company. I mean, I came in and was kind of aware of it around the time that they were putting together the deal with the Hefei government. But they had, prior to that, had a voluntary recall, and they had they were kind of running out of money. And so there actually was a legitimate shot of them going bankrupt at that point in time, back in like 2019, 2020, before I had ever really heard about it and started studying. So that was a real kind of dangerous time for the company and this stock. But of course, what happened after that was the shorts, who were probably trying to put the company out of business, got caught and burned up. So, and then of course it went on that run to the $60 plus range. That I'm just curious. I'm like, when are we going to see those kinds of numbers again? I'm so curious how things are going to play out. Kevin says, but shout out NIO Electric Vehicles for holding so long and for being in, like I said, before I even knew about it. I'm just enjoying the whole, sharing this little part of my journey, the journey that's life. Kevin says we need a 45% day from NIO. Let's go. Well, I am real curious. It feels to me like and this is only one day, obviously, but it feels like there are a number of stocks companies, getting the same sort of, money buying pressure put into them. So let's see if it continues, and let's see if we don't see uptrends that will go even beyond the sector, for example, the EVs, and then throughout more of the Chinese stocks. Brendan Aarons and Brian T, two people I follow who are in the Chinese market, and who regularly tweet about it. So, and most of why I try to be on Twitter is for that, for research purposes. So sometimes Seth, my buddy, tells me that if he doesn't have time to research, he'll just look at whatever I've been liking, and then he'll kind of track whatever's going on with the market and with NIO from that. Charles says, let's show Aaron appreciation. Give him some likes. Yeah, thank you. I normally don't even ask because I just don't think to. I am just enjoying myself way too much and having fun. 12:57. Just a quick check to see where we're at for the price action on NIO. Ooh-wee. Yeah, the old rocket vertical pattern. It's the TA pattern we're looking for. Oh, yeah, NIO electric vehicles. You threw me because Jeff NIO San Fran has had that same logo for a while, but he might have switched it. We'll see if he shows up today, if he's got the same one or not. That's what threw me initially. The battery recall, I remember that's when I decided to invest. The Bears said scam. And all I was thinking, why would they recall if they're a scam company? Well, you know what? I want to pin. Wait, what am I doing? I can't pin it. I want to pin that. Bam. That is some good old fashioned logic. And it seems like that is a thing of the past. Like we're living in the era and this is the hype era. It is what it feels like to me. It's just, I mean, look at Elon, richest guy in the world. Not primarily, heavily off of hype. It's amazing. It is amazing, but he monetized it. Wow. Well played, sir. Well played. But yeah, that's where my mindset would have been. But of course, I didn't know about it at the time. And so I don't know what kind of research I would have had into it either. You know what I mean? And it was hard back then. When I first was looking into NIO and doing my research, there were not a lot of content creators talking about NIO. And so, you know, it's been wild and it's been really crazy to see as some people have kind of found out and come into the space and talked about NIO. I think there will be a hype play, but that's not why I'm in it. I'm in it because I'm very excited about the actual value that this company will build. I believe they're going to be ridiculously profitable. And I just think the guy running the company is low-key genius. And I like that he doesn't hype stuff, that he's very focused on the work. And Neil Electric says, Elon, my favorite vaporware seller. Oh, it's so funny. And just watching kind of the whole Twitter thing go on, you know, and then watching how people are mad and all this and that. I just kind of sit back like, it's like I'm at a game watching and I'm like, man, this is crazy just watching everything go on. Brent, what's up? Welcome. Let's see if we can keep this going as an uptrend, right? I mean, I don't know. I joked earlier, maybe big money just accidentally fat fingered it and didn't mean to buy, but was buying and hit a couple, you know, too many zeros. Maybe they meant to buy a million shares and they bought 100 and some million. I don't know. Will Smith says, looks like we're going to close up 20% today. Hopefully a good day tomorrow when November numbers come out. Feels like a run is coming in the next few months. Let's go. Yeah, you know, two things that I've been thinking that the last 2 days that we had that were real big like this, I did not see like all across the board with all the companies getting the love. Also, it was Fridays. And so there could have been some other things playing in and factoring in also. But I think by the end, well, and here's the other thing, December's starting. So what's going to happen? That's going to be interesting, right? Let's see. What am I seeing? Getting behind on the comments. Have you ever seen the presentation of Elon demonstrate battery swap to a crowd? Yeah. Well, and that's kind of what Alton does. They've got NIO's an investor. Don't worry about it. Adrian says, how high tomorrow can it hit? Who knows? I just don't know. I hope this is the beginning of an uptrend. I can't help but get excited, even though I'm still not done buying and won't be for a while. It's just being fun, you know, on the NIO train, as I call it. It's a lot of great people. Daniel says, when does the price target change? What do you mean price target? You mean for analysts? Analysts, in my opinion, seem to be trailing. They just change based on whatever the market sort of is indicating. And NIO San Fran Jeff says, Seth did it. Thank you, Aaron. Keep the momentum, NIO. I don't know. Did Seth shave? Is that really what happened? If Seth shows up and his mustache is gone, we'll know the real reason that NIO's running. NIO Electric says, buy now, get your solar roof, FSD semi Cybertruck next year. Elon's peaky promises. Yeah, I mean, look, he monetized and made himself the world's richest man off a lot of hype. Like that's the era we're living in. And he recognized it and he monetized the crap out of it. So well played to him. But I will continue to reference him as Mr. Overhype. Let's see. Trying to catch up on. I think I went out of order. Yeah, I think I got behind. All right, that's all right. If I miss anything, just pop back through if I missed it. Xpeng was up like 45. Yeah. Xpeng was definitely up. And sorry, I think we might have somebody coming in soon. Let's see. XPV, people excited. Yeah, that one again. Like, let's see tomorrow. I've been talking about. I want to see NIO trading 100 million shares daily for like several weeks with an uptrend, and that might be an indicator that we've got big money coming back in. And yeah, MyverTube says NIO hasn't held. Yeah, when we've seen this in the past, it's been like a one-day thing. But I also don't remember if we saw the same big volume for the other players, the EV players based in China. So let's see. Also the last couple of days, it's been big movements like that for NIO have been Fridays. And so this is midweek, but it is end of month. And we do have a delivery record coming out. If y'all didn't see the video, I need to put it at the end of this or something so you can check it out. It's from yesterday where I talked about it. It looks like NIO's already adjusting the insurance registration numbers, has already gotten more than enough to have a new record for November with a couple days left. And so let's see if we don't see, like a 14,000 plus number delivered for November. And yeah, maybe big money is aware of that. Maybe, I don't get too far ahead of myself. I'm just sitting back enjoying. And this was a nice change. Let's hope it continues, right? We've been teased like this before with a day or two of this. Kind of, Notary, I see you. What's up? Smoking, welcome. Charles says, saw on Twitter yesterday, same talks about NIO and Google. Yes. Yeah. For anybody who missed it, 3 NIO employees were apparently invited and attended something with Google over in Europe. And so it was a little bit of a teaser. I didn't want to say too much about it, but I was kind of like, And I actually started to tweet and I was going to make a joke and go, I was going to say, does this mean that NIO channels on YouTube are going to, get better positioning or more algo love or something like that? Because of course, Google owns YouTube and anyway. It's a little jokey joke for the YouTubers out there. Smoking, what's up, my brother? Good to see you. It's nice to have it feels like I've done so many of these where we've, it's been like NIO, stock market support group because it's been so bad. Maybe this is the beginning of something else. Maybe, but again, 2022 is not over. And Powell did promise pain. Look, one thing about the Federal Reserve. Whew, I don't want to go there. I'm leaving it at that. It's 6 minutes left. Trade day. What's happening with NIO? 1262. Okay. Wow. Big. Some trade volume. Somebody doing something. So what are we thinking? Is this a one-off? You think big money's flowing back to the sector, maybe to Chinese stocks? Tell me what y'all are thinking. I'm curious. Judy says, I'll be happy with shares being above $20 by end of year. Let's see. I think, in fact, what did Seth say? I think Seth was talking, and this is a while back. I think he was talking about maybe 35 range. I will ask him if he can make it here. I hope he makes it. He's trying. NIO San Fran, let's go. NIO Electric Vehicles says, what do you think about Tesla's robots? The ones that just stand there? I mean, I think the problem is that I don't trust anything that Elon says. So he can say whatever he wants. It doesn't mean anything to me. He can keep talking about Optimus is the future, or Cybertruck, or whatever, whatever plug to continue the hype train for, himself. I get it. Like, it's worked. Why would he go away and deviate from what's worked? But I actually want to see some. I have not been impressed with, for example, the FSD that Tesla has. And that's not a knock on them so much as it's more of a nod to the other companies that I see that are, I think, way ahead. But those other companies don't hype themselves like Tesla and Elon, and they don't have Kathy Wood hyping them, and Tasha Keeney, I think, is the expert analyst for ARC in that field. And I just was kind of like, they're completely missing the Chinese players. And that whole, I look at it more from a regulatory standpoint, because the laws are going to allow or disallow companies to go in. I mean, Teslas can't even park in certain areas in China. So how are they really going to compete with, within the robotaxi space in China, for example? Well, it's going to be hard for them. All right. And the other players there are actually already in cities doing things, have been for like a year or two. So again, I just think the hype and overhype of Mr. Overhype, Elon Musk, is part of, it's good for him in the short term from the standpoint of the hype getting him to become the world's richest man. But the long term, like, at some point, especially as more players come in and then have better products and services, that's going to be a problem for them. I'm real curious just to watch BYD versus Tesla as that's sort of going to be an ongoing thing, I think, from here on out for a while, especially in China. Phil, what's up? Says hi from the UK. Thanks for all your work. You got it. NIO San Fran says pre-info release of PCAOB decision. Oh, did you see something, Jeff? I haven't even checked on the PCAOB website in a little bit. Pull that up. I'm curious now. Let me see. See if there's an update. New quality standard. The last thing I see is a little outdated. November 30th. That's not relative to China, though. Talk to me or link it. Let me know. Guessing. Okay. Well, and that's the other thing is that, yeah, big money probably is going to have a sense before we do on things like the delisting. I've never personally been worried about it in the first place, but I get it. I get why some people have an issue with it. Kind of like the geopolitical, if somebody doesn't want to invest in China, okay, it's their money. They shouldn't, like you gotta do what works for you with your money, whatever it is. Sports Handicapping says Powell's speech today was positive. Neil, let's go. Yeah, I'm real curious what I can't believe. I just don't trust the market in 2022. And you've got, what the SPY continues to not crash, but the companies that are heavily weighted within the SPY all are crashing sort of, at least periodically. They're dropping. And I'm like, all right, this just feels way too controlled. It's controlled crash 2022. That's what we're calling it. We're going with it. I just made it up. And NIO, why wouldn't it go back up a little bit? 1274. What was the high today? 1316. I think I saw that earlier. Needs to be 130. Oh man. Yeah, we'll see. I think I would expect something from the PCAOB by end of year. I think, I don't know. I had seen that somewhere early on, and then something else maybe from them that kind of gave me a little bit of a nod in the direction of, yeah, the PCAOB might actually come out with their results and sort of their findings, which really should be kind of a I don't know. I just think so much of it is really blown out of proportion. And yeah, Jeff, the NIO Google thing. Yeah, I was kind of like, oh, that was a great share. and he doesn't follow very many people either. So it was kind of like a quiet, like a little shot out there. Is anybody paying attention? I don't know who else saw that, but total dominance of the EV space. Yeah, I was real curious to get some response on my comment about what if 2 or more of the top 5 automakers by 2030 are Chinese. I think it's possible, maybe even likely. And the more I think about it, the more I'm just kind of like, U.S. consumers are going to want those vehicles. They're too much like upgraded smartphones for them to not want them. And the play and the option that NIO presents, especially with the battery swapping, to make it cheaper and to give you options, people are going to love that. The convenience, the focus on the user, those are things we do not have here. We don't get that. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this goes. Emiliano in Greece, shutting it down. Good night, NIO family. New record tomorrow. Let's go. You heard it here first from Emiliano. He's in Greece. You know he's right. NIO Electric says, NIO Google, what I missed something? Yeah, there's a, in fact, I think I liked it yesterday on my Twitter. If you're not following me on Twitter and you want to, just look back through what I like and you'll see some things, including this tweet that was put out by NIO employees. 3 of them in Europe were hosted and did something collaboratively with Google. So it's just another massive partnership probably happening behind the scenes that we're not fully aware of anything yet. But that's kind of NIO fashion, you know. Maro, what's up? Welcome. Yes, the Google, it's real. It's real talk. Google NIO. And it was sort of a low-key tweet made by one of the newer NIO employees who I follow. I think he follows me, but either way, he dropped it, and it was he and 2 others working for NIO. They did something with Google, and I don't know, but it's going to be fun to find out. I'll tell you that much. Jalen Brown fan, what's up? Oh, I missed the close. Yeah, because I was too excited. Close at 1277. Thanks, NIO, for San Fran. Thanks, Jeff. Jalen Brown says people buy iPhones, which are Chinese. They will buy Chinese EVs for the same reasons, quality and price. Yeah, I just think the other thing is looking ahead. A lot of the people who have a problem with China are not the people who NIO is going to be selling to anyway. Yeah, and TikTok, if nothing else, has demonstrated that China seems to have a better grasp on our consumers than a lot of our companies have here in the US. And so again, I'm just kind of like, that's a nod in their direction. It's just, it's business. That's what I see. I call it as I see it. That's it. We'll see. Time is the ultimate reveal. We'll find out. 2030, we'll sure have a better idea. Maybe, hopefully, a lot sooner. Yeah, NIO Electric, maybe. NIO smartphone with Google. I don't know. Nothing would surprise me, but we've got entry, folks. We've got, and you know what? Jeff was just wondering if you shaved the mustache, and that's why NIO was moving today.
Dude.
But he's got Seth is here, and he's got it's mustache Seth.
I did.
He's
I
still
had
here.
shaved it, but I don't even think Jeff was here for the live stream. I shaved it. I think he was gone for the live stream. I shaved it.
Well, welcome back, buddy.
Hello.
The people been missing you.
They've been going crazy today.
We're having a little fun. It's just nice to not have NIO just getting clobbered, you know?
Right? A little bit of money to be made today, huh?
Yeah, some people are happy. We'll see if this continues, you know. Big volume on Xiaopeng, Li Auto,
I
NIO.
gotta be watching The Spy today. That's what I gotta be watching.
Let's see.
Where you at?
Let's start at the bottom.
Battery swap
tomorrow,
station.
Yeah, battery swap station, version 3.
Yeah, version 3. It will be amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Is that Morrow?
Nope, different Morrow.
Nah, I was playing. I knew.
Nikos, I missed you. Nikos, it just dropped. Hold on. Seth is here. He will come to the rescue.
Sorry.
I know we got to get you back on track.
Nico said it's funny how I was getting ready for an awful week with the riots and the protesting, and something like today happens. Riots and protests.
Maybe if they're paying attention. Oh, over in China.
Oh, okay.
Maybe if they're paying attention.
I did read a little bit about it. You guys have already talked
No,
about
we
it,
can talk
but
about
okay.
it
I was gonna say, I didn't read too much into it, but I did see that there had been some riots and stuff they were calling like as bad as like they had like some other riot in like 1930 something, 1940 something. They were like comparing it to that was about as much as I had gotten out of the one like Twitter, one or two Twitter feeds I saw, but who knows?
They see you. People see you. know you're
NIO EV. A lot of people don't think China. If they see iPhones, funny thing is the cameras are made by Sony and the screen by Samsung.
It's amazing.
The big companies are running the world.
Well, Americans are just so disconnected from things like what started the stuff on the protests and all that was actually it had to do with Foxconn, which is the Apple hookup, because they weren't treating employees right. So employees got pretty
There
upset.
has been some backlash on Apple, Spotify. So Elon had came out and said something about Apple being all like stingy or something weird, and then Spotify. But actually, those CEOs of Spotify came out and like agreed. They were like saying the same thing, and I assume that's because Apple Music or Apple doesn't like to use Spotify. A lot of Apple users use Apple Music and not Spotify, so Spotify's hating a little bit, but just a little bit of drama, a little drama, mama,
brand drama back
for your
and forth.
day, yeah. Jalen Brown fan.
Yes,
I'm dead. Anyone old enough to remember the 1980s Japanese car invasion?
Yeah, fun fact, Sandy Monroe used to be an engineer for Ford, talked about that because he worked for them when the Japanese were coming over, and he said basically Ford was like, oh yeah, we're not worried about it. Well, they were pretty wrong. And he said what we're going to see with China, and he's been over and has worked with NIO and others, and he's just like, when they come over with their products, they're going to kick our asses. Like the American companies cannot do. They're not on par with what the Chinese are doing.
Dude, that S&P is just running.
Yeah, they liked what Powell had to say.
Running to 407. That hurts.
Oh man.
Don't worry about it. I may have gotten off of work and got a little excited. But don't worry. We're good. We're good. Jeff said, dude. What's up, dude? Jalen said NIO Electric. I imagine NIO US will be under a different brand name, maybe Ford partnership.
I think they'll keep the NIO brand, but they might partner and do something on that. I'm real curious if they'll do something collaboratively on the partnership side to get and to bring into country on the production side to save money and to make things easier than having to work around the Non-Inflation Act that was passed. That's what I call it.
There was an act?
Yeah,
I was going to say,
Inflation Reduction Act. I'm like,
Non-Inflation
Reduction Act. Let's spend some more
money. I was watching a couple videos. I was watching a couple of videos on Biden interviews after the most recent inflation, dude. The way he tries to justify this crap is unreal.
I just hope that the U.S. as in general can see.
They like release the numbers. They're like 8.3%, and he's just like, oh well, that's just up barely an inch from last month.
I accidentally.
It doesn't justify anything.
I didn't mean to, but one day I was doing a live and it just came out, and I've never even thought of him like this, but I called him Wandering Joe, and I didn't even I said it, and then I'm like, wait,
wandering
because he's always wandering off, and they're having to
corral him in
like that. It just happened.
He's got to have his own team to keep him on track.
Oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy. The world I came back to is crazy. That's all I can say.
Jeff said he's alive. I'm alive and well. NIO EV said, give me my 2000s Japanese tuners back. Charles D said, go good to Apple with a major blow if they team up with the NIO.
Yeah, there's low-key Google NIO partnership possibly going on behind the scenes. That happened. We were talking about it earlier. Okay. Just check my likes on Twitter, and you'll see I liked it yesterday.
Okay.
Low-key.
Sure, Google has Waymo. Is that a brand?
Is that a brand? Like the ride-hailing. They're trying to do the robotaxi stuff.
Yeah. Sure. Everyone's trying to do it. Maybe those NIO staff that tweeted don't know what NDA means. Charles is on the facts. NIO EV said Agile and no way NIO name is Western enough.
Yeah, I think the branding is great. I think they'll do really
I was going to say, don't change
the logo's clean.
I like the name. Yeah. NIO is... It's what y'all didn't know.
It's Gucci. Oh,
it's what y'all didn't know.
It's the NIO train. That's right. We're riding on.
I saw a vertical line on NIO's stock market today. I said, let me put on my shirt
I told
for
him,
the
I'm like,
chat.
I said,
For the chat.
we're looking for the rocket pattern, the one where it goes
Come
straight
on.
up.
Come on.
That's the TA pattern.
That's what happens when you see vertical lines. Smoking. Jalen, my dad worked
talking,
dad son back then. Jalen said thumbs up to your dad. Apple is like the mafia. They want their piece of your money. Call it protection. Money or app store money. Apple is probably one of the largest scams to ever be created in the history of scams
right?
ever. Oh, through and through.
Yeah.
The newest and the best, people. Don't worry about it.
And
but
you're calling them a scam.
But yes, I got scammed, and I that's fine. That's fine. No, but
so just imagine
to be real, if you get a new iPhone and you don't have a good charger that works, and you don't have a box that works for the new charger, just believe that they're going to send you a charger that doesn't work with any of the boxes you've ever owned. The charger will just be like foreign object, like you'll never know what it works for, and then you'll find out that you have to spend $30 just to buy the box, just to charge.
See that
this bad
in a nutshell, that's why I think NIO is going to do so well with Americans, because they're going to get great service, great products. Yeah, you pay for it.
We're just so used to
some
pardon my language, but shit. Like, but we are. Like, are you kidding me? I just use my old charger, but when that thing runs out, guess what, guys? I'm going to the store and buying a $25 box. So they thought they didn't. I thought that I had him in the bag.
Owner right here.
Yep. I thought I had him. I was like, I'll just use my old charger. I charge my phone every night with my laptop.
That's crazy.
Just because I'm not gonna
NIO
go buy it. I'm not.
Products and services. They're gonna crush it here.
I'm not.
And we don't need them to. That's the best part.
No birthdays today. Fun fact, chat. My birthday is on Saturday. My 21st birthday.
It is, huh?
Yeah, December 3rd, man. Saturday, 21st birthday.
Oh, man. Is that the reason NIO's running? So you didn't have to
It
shave.
might be. Everyone out of the country is like, oh, what's the big deal about your 21st birthday? Because
oh, yeah.
we all know how the laws work around the world, but just not here. But just know.
U.S. is our own.
21st. Martin with the Rockets. Let's go. Oh, whoops. NIO EV said the Inflation Reduction Act is destroying European countries together with the U.S. proxy war in Ukraine because of the risen costs, and European companies are thinking about moving to the U.S.
Yeah, I'm real curious. I'm watching a lot of sort of shifting going on, and if it comes down to countries choosing to align themselves with one or the other, I don't feel great about our prospects.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think the risen cost is making anyone want to really move to the U.S., considering that it's been probably one of the worst here. I mean, we
need better leadership across the board. Like, it's rough, it's tough.
But 8.3% inflation was being justified by just an inch month over month. So like, it's cool. It's cool, just an inch comparatively to what, a foot to a yard. Like what?
Sam ran right on cue. Oh no.
Grandpa has had his slippers on too long. Joe hasn't gotten out of his slippers since he's taken office. He hasn't left the house.
I can't make fun of it. It's just too easy. It's not even fair. It's just kind of like embarrassing. I'm like, gosh, now that
you're new to the TikTok space, have you seen? Have you been watching any TikTok? No.
I'm not there for that.
Dude.
I'm me. Tim Cook is Tony Soprano.
EV said the inflation. Oh, we already read that.
Yeah.
I'm over here. Grandpa Jalen Brown fan said Tim Cook is Tony Soprano. I wish I got that joke, but I don't. I think I'm too young. The Sopranos, is that like a okay? Okay, I know what that is, but I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah. Jeff said Tim Cook is no Steve Jobs. Vidya Sagar said, "Hello, guys.
What's up?
What's up?
Tine, what's up?
Tine, hello. Smoking said most of the other countries have higher inflation. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
To me,
well,
like we think
if we simplify, the global
do they
the monetary standard is based the banking.
It's based off the
whole
U.S.
thing
dollar.
It's based off of the U.S. banking system.
Yeah.
And so everyone else modeled theirs after ours.
I was gonna say, so we're pretty, yeah.
And that's why there's an effect that. Kevin,
there goes the good luck stash. It's here, baby. Let's go. It's not even good. I just no shave November in my stash. We're on the 30th, guys. So,
End-time watcher, Mr. Belk, what's up?
Tomorrow she might be gone. What's up, Aaron? We will see 15 share price if deliveries are over 14K.
Oh, okay. I like the
What's
prediction.
that? What's that stuff I saw about record deliveries or something in your video? What was all that going on?
A little thing called insurance registrations are already at record numbers with a couple days left. So the question is, are we going to see like a 14,000 delivery number? I just called for new delivery. I didn't give a number, but a new delivery record.
It was a speculation
or more.
Okay.
I was confident we would see a new record. Let's see what it ends up being tomorrow morning.
Higher than last month.
Oh yeah, last month was just 10,000.
The 10.
Yeah. But the high we've seen was June. So
we're about to I remember being on live when the 10 was slammed down on us. Jan said, wonder how Argentina is doing after basing their economy on Bitcoin.
Wasn't it El Salvador?
Yeah, El Salvador.
I think it's El Salvador.
El Salvador.
My question is where they're buying it. I hope they're not using one of the sus platforms.
Yeah.
That's based in
the
don't worry about it. System.
Yeah. Guys, if you're one of those people, don't worry. I'm in that same boat, working on some claims and whatnot in the meantime.
We need to do separate content on that.
Yeah, I'm working on, dude. It's ridiculous.
Well, you know what I said. You get it. It's just patience. It's gonna be a while before anything happens.
But yeah, I do wonder how El Salvador's working.
Yeah.
I wonder how the NFL players are feeling after they took their salary. After they took their salary in Bitcoin, they're like, "Oh, I'd be mad. I'd be mad," because I'm guessing they don't adjust for that like a year later. I'm guessing they're not like, "Okay, it's at this a year later. Here's the rest of your money." I'm sure they don't do that. Tina. Right, Tina, right? Check the Volkswagen EV shop, and the salesperson didn't know about NIO.
Oh, that's great.
That was
wait. Where are you? Where are you, Tina?
Yeah, let's know.
Because we want to know. This is great for market research, right?
Yeah.
To know who isn't even aware of NIO.
Who's aware?
So many people here in the U.S. have no idea.
Should
it's gonna be great.
The Twitter follower check, or what do we got to do here? Kevin said, "Got to leave it till we get back to 66."
Not shave until 66. Still all-time high.
That's that magic number. Are we on the way, Kevin?
That's the real question. Slovenia, okay. Wait,
not your Lucas keys, neighbor? Not your crypto. Charles said, wow, 171 plus million shares traded today for NIO. Just wild. NIO is hitting the delivery ball out of the park.
Yeah, this is going to be fun to see. And,
is that true?
I said it in yesterday. I said it in yesterday's video. Cow. I was like, hey, the delivery numbers are going to give us an idea based on kind of what happens around that. And maybe big money is, I even made a comment, and Leandro, shout out if you see this, because Leandro disagreed with me, and then I kind of went on a tangent, and I was like, oh man, I'm not mad at you. I feel a certain kind of way about Wall Street. And my comment was Wall Street is way behind. They're sleeping on NIO as a company. And I'm talking long-term, they miss these innovative, disruptive monster companies early. And I think they're missing on NIO because it's not profitable for one thing. But anyway, so I was kind of like, yeah, let's see if, big money is paying attention. And so maybe, they got word of the new delivery record and, China's really opening up.
171 million is
it's a couple.
Pretty spot on. That's
I was joking.
Quite a bit.
I said probably big money accidentally fat fingered and they didn't mean to buy that much.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. It's definitely not little money. It's not me or you.
That'd be a whole lot.
I'll tell you what, it's not me or you, dude. Tina said from Slovenia.
Yeah, that's why I asked him because
Russia, Ukraine. What does that sound?
Well, it's Eastern Bloc.
Eastern Bloc.
But that's where Luke is from.
Really?
Yeah.
Slovenia. Okay. Learn something new every day.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Awesome.
We try to learn.
King Pop. Argentina, pretty sure it was a Central American country that made Bitcoin a legal tender.
Yeah, I think it's El Salvador.
Yeah, El Salvador is the country. Well, one of the countries, I guess, that you guys would be thinking about.
NIO community.
Yes, sir. Great volume. That is an outstanding volume. What are you always saying? You want to see 100 plus?
100 plus for like a
week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks for uptrend.
Indicator of either big money flowing back or possible short.
It's a consistency, is what it is.
Yeah.
This is just not consistent. You know, it's just thrown in there out of the random.
Fluffing, what's up? Appreciate it.
Yeah, new haircut. Hello, Aaron. He is looking kind of tough.
This is how we're doing it. It's good
all
for
right,
the gym.
let's do it.
It's good for the gym when I'm doing my drills.
It's nice.
Makes me feel aerodynamic.
It was me. Tina said, yeah. Charles said maybe ARK was buying some Chinese stocks today in the AM.
I know.
Maybe a
they
few.
Figure it out.
It is. Can't you look at the dark pool buys on TradingView?
You can. You can't.
You can look at that one dark pool. Who showed us that?
Well, you can see the prints, but you can't
the volume.
See who's doing what.
Yeah, you can't see him. It was just the volume of the dark pools.
And then
that someone
sort of
on
watch for the direction after that kind of tells you whether they're going short or long or what.
Yeah. Little Dean said today is a teaser. I assume you mean don't sleep on NIO. To everyone panicking before, just relax. Hopefully NIO can go down so I can buy more.
Yeah, I saw a couple people like, no, I want to buy more at 10.
Dude, NIO's been down. You better have got your buy-in in. You better have got that in.
You know what's gonna happen whenever NIO does.
I'm saying you can't pick and choose between $10 and $12 when you know where it's going. You know, you can't beg and choose between $10 and $12 if you know where this is going, then you know that either one's a good buy. Right? Asian, let's go, Fish. What was the reason for the jump today?
Fish
asking straight up.
We think it was an accidental fat finger punch. Big
someone made a mistake.
It was accidentally buying.
Someone clicked buy instead of sell, and then there was 170 million shares on the board. They meant to buy
17 shares.
Yeah. They added a couple extra zeros, and that's what it was. That's all there is to it.
Xiaopeng had huge volume also. And Li Auto had a lot more than normal. I'm thinking maybe, let's see if this continues, but maybe it's big money flowing back in.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if I'm big money and I see that the Chinese economy was locked down and still outperforming the U.S. economy, at some point I'm gonna get it and go, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
China's opening back up.
Well, the real deal is just seeing if this is a trend or if it's just a
one-off. We've had the Friday
and it's probably
just
times. Sad thing to say. It's probably just the one.
Don't say ever say that. We're looking for the rocket.
Sorry,
pattern.
guys.
Focus on the rocket.
Sorry.
Pattern.
Just hate to get my hopes up anymore. You know.
Can you imagine like going on YouTube randomly and then coming across us and then like, who are these guys? What is this?
I wouldn't listen to him.
I might watch for a while though. It might be.
Well, I might stick around and see what this guy has to say. But Aaron is pretty fly for a NIO guy. Yeah, he's got that fresh cut. Come on, you know. Kevin said 172 million. Yeah, that's the craziest, Kevin. That's what we want though.
Yeah, it's good.
That movement's good.
It's Gucci.
Seems like every time with NIO, every time there's a higher than average trade volume, it seems like it's usually a good thing. Generally.
You know, it's been a while. Look at this. Go to.
Am I getting ahead of myself?
TradingView. I want to show you something because this is good. I like to. All right, so go to the 1 month because this was the 1 day.
Sure.
And as we zoom out, look at where price action's been. All right, now go to 3 month. And now the 6 month. Right?
Yeah, let's look at it though. So 22 is still
within the last 3 months, right? That's what I'm saying. This is a stock that can.
It's crazy that this is a good day for us, guys. When you look at this, we've been live streaming for.
We started the NIO
coming on a year.
Group. Yeah,
coming on a year.
Spring.
No, it was like November. Was it not November-ish of last year? Because that's what we were talking about.
Well, we started the Friday streams because I joked that it was like NIO Stock Support Group.
Yeah.
And that was around the time.
Was it after New Year's last year?
Yeah.
Okay. It was.
because she passed right
We have
before
just
Easter.
been talking between ourselves about this.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't been talking to chat.
So poor chat doesn't have to deal with me. This guy, he'll get texts from me like on Friday night. I'm researching something and I'll shoot him something over. How many times do you see those and you're like, man, Aaron, stop
I just
working.
wake up, I'm like, dude, go to bed. Just let it rest. Just let it be for a day, maybe.
There's always more to learn.
That is crazy.
I'm a nerd for real, though.
So
But
what is
yeah,
that? That's the
when
volume.
you zoom out, you're
that's
like,
22
wow.
back in September, and then 24 plus that little volume right at the end there. So we're cooking. We're cooking.
Yeah.
Back in June. We were cooking back in June.
June was delivery number record. In June. So I was looking at that today. I was kind of like, oh, let's see, what
exactly
but
when.
Bottom line, big money.
What was our high for today?
To push things. So
Oops.
I think 1316.
What is going
Chat
on
will
here?
tell us if we ask him.
Where's our indicator?
That's one day.
Oh, you can't. Oh, it's because it's after hours. Okay. I was like, what the?
We better check out chat though. We left him for a little bit.
We'll be back. We'll be back.
We're
13.
Still here.
Is that was our high
for
today? 1315.
I think it was about 13,
Around there.
16,
Okay, because that must have been while I was
at.
at work because I didn't even see that.
Yeah, it was kind of popping off this morning.
All Chinese stocks jumped today.
Yeah.
Trends.
Big money. Yeah, it could be.
Jay Rippin just said we need about 30 more $2 days.
Yeah, let's get some 2,000% days. Huh?
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's stop with these small gains. Let's just go.
Jalen said Xiaopeng at 47%. Anyone think it will be down big tomorrow?
I think it all depends. We'll get that trend in the next week or two. We see that big money keep flowing in, then it's an indicator.
Depends on how closely you watch market trends.
And one of the guys that just started following Brian T on Twitter was talking about how a lot of the buying that we've seen, like on the last Fridays when NIO's pumped, he's been talking. I think it was him talking about it's been money in China buying. So American investors, the big money really hasn't come back in yet. No. So we'll see a big uptick for a while, I believe. Like I've been saying, we might. Whenever that happens, maybe this is a start. Let's see what happens tomorrow, Friday, and next week.
We're going to have to see what comes up.
Yeah.
Next couple following days here. Fluffing Fluff said, let's see if it'll hold. Yeah. That's kind of the big deal here, seeing if we can hold that line.
Yep.
Tina said, I'm trading Dogecoin. Looking at that 10 cents per coin for the very long term.
Need some Elon pump action on that.
Yeah, for sure, Tina. Be careful. Be careful, man.
I just haven't gotten heavy into it, and I have my reasons.
I've been into it.
We'll do some separate content.
Yeah, we got it.
I think we should.
If crypto is coming back up, y'all let us know. But crypto's been pretty dead. FTX is, dude. I'm still on that Celsius stuff, dude. I had to go in and I had to look through a PDF of every single owner on the Celsius thing to see if if my funds are good, agrees with their terms and acts, and if not, they have their next meeting on December 5th, and I gotta file different claims for them for that. Yeah, guys, when Bitcoin's at 60K and drops down to 16K,
should have sold. Maybe it's an option.
No
financial advice.
But the problem with me is when I had all this money in the market, I had never been in the market when it was down. I had never seen. I was just in the mindset of, it'll just keep going up. I had never been able to see a market crash before my life. So guess what? I didn't take where I should have. And now I guess I'm learning for this. So now I'm buying now. And next time when we get there, then, younger me will be looking at me now being like, okay, that we're bound to. It's crazy, guys. We were at highs and I had no clue. I thought we were just at the beginning, and
that's good. It's good experience.
It is crazy,
but
that's the benefit of getting in when you're young. That was the first time I've ever seen the market. This is now the first time I've ever seen the market down and in the dumps, and now I'm like, okay, now I know what to do next time.
Yeah, you're not alone.
Which is a great thing. It is a great thing, and I'm glad I learned this young, because if I would have waited until I was 24, 25 to realize this, then who knows? I'd be waiting an extra 5 years to get to where I'm at just now. The cycle is crazy, but yeah, guys, when I
got the real estate,
I had no clue. That's what I'm saying. We're cycling. Yvette said, when is NIO coming to the IDA?
USA. Sooner than we expect. William Lee was talking about it, and he was basically like, we can't wait for our competition to catch up. We need to get it going. And so, and that's kind of earlier. Somebody was talking about maybe partnership with Ford, something like that.
Well, hopefully that ramp up is an indicator of maybe they see things to start coming to like a slow end. If they're starting to want to ramp things up, maybe they're just seeing like a little incline, like not a steep incline, but like a low, steady incline to out of where we're at. Maybe
work on it, because ET5s are just ramping.
That's what I'm saying.
Out of NIO Park, it's just getting going,
and it's hard to get ahead of yourself. It's it's not a good thing to get way ahead of yourself, but. Agent said, could it be the audit deal is done?
Yeah, somebody else is asking about that.
Reason for the jump?
The PCAOB, going over to review. I think we'll hear about that by end of year. I think this might be more likely related to the delivery numbers and big money is kind of seeing, or they've just decided, hey, China shut down, was still outperforming the U.S. economy. Maybe now that they're opening up, we should go ahead and get in there.
We'll see for December.
Yeah, and we got to see what happens, and that's the other thing, end of month. So maybe
it is
they're moving money per whatever they've got going on.
Money's moving, y'all. Fish said of the Fed only raised it by 50.
Yeah, they're talking about
the half point is still.
He's talking. Well, that's just it. They're still raising rates, and people are still.
The market crashed finally for once.
The real estate market hasn't even started to crash yet.
Yeah,
like that one's gonna be, and that's gonna be
when they released the 8 point whatever percent that they had released. The market had finally gone down. Like based on what the Fed said, it was crazy.
Yeah, it's
because the Fed has been saying, 7%, 7 point whatever percent, raised by 0.75%, like base points, and
market's been so cheap so long. That's one of the reasons.
Market's been up. Finally, they're like they came out with the monthly, like a year over year, and like whatever percent they came out with, and the market was like. What y'all been rooting this on the whole time? Y'all been rooting this on. Y'all been buying every day that they say stuff, and now all of a sudden it jumps the boy.
Today. So
like
Powell was talking, and people decided to be bullish. So
it's ridiculous. Like learn from your mistakes. Oh God.
Well, I think it comes back to your point. Is some people have never seen a down cycle. They don't know how bad.
A lot of people maybe have never, and when I got in, like I'd never seen a down cycle, and now I'm probably seeing one of the worst, possibly of a lifetime. So it's like
back to the 2020 levels yet.
Yeah,
if we do that, SPY drops to like 330s.
330s, and we're pushing. We broke 405. I'm pretty sure we're above 405 right now. Hold on, guys. Sorry.
Go for it. Punch it in.
Oh, so that's the SPX. So we're above 4,000.
Yeah, it's a 408.
So 408. That's just
look at that pump.
I guess where I bought here. I was like, all right, we'll buy a put, and then we'll just run up $6 more. Don't worry about me, market. I'll just lose my money. You idiots.
This is a dangerous market to trade. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, this never happens. It never runs in the last 30 minutes. But who am I to guess the markets? That's what I'm saying, guys. Yeah, don't listen.
Ever doubt the Powell pump potential.
It's ridiculous.
So what do we got? We're way beyond chat. We got to catch up.
Fred says money flew in today, knowing delivery record was in hand, so he's going with the delivery.
You're right.
Maybe prophecy here too,
for sure.
I did it before Powell announced. English window cleaner in Cali. What's up? Let's go back. Just woke up. Had a triple hernia. Looking at the games today. Fantastic. I can help the bread on the table.
Let's go.
Maybe the U.S. Cup is just shifting the markets, man. Who knows? Fed said it's the fact that there's an ET5 hatchback.
Yeah, we're seeing some wagon.
Like a Civic? Like a Civic looking type car or what?
Well, I've seen some spy photos going around. Chris is one, that has some pretty good insight on models, and it looks like there might be something coming.
Maybe a little hatchback, like a Civic, models. Like a Civic to a Accord type of thing, kind of like the same models, but the Civic's got the hatchback.
Yeah, there'll be
nowadays.
I won't be surprised if we get another option. Maybe
dude, the hatchback. I personally like the hatchbacks, so I'm happy to hear that. Sorry, texting and driving. Don't be texting and driving. Come on now. Hopefully you can work out what I tried to say. Yes.
Be safe.
We got it.
That's the main thing.
King Pop said if we get 15K tomorrow, that will be big because that means we did 700 a day for at least 3 days, which means over 20,000 a month.
Ooh, that's that
Great.
teaser. That's why I love the NIO community.
Pop's pulling in the math.
People go in on it.
Peter said Ehang, another NIO, autonomous air Uber, manufacturer crafting, providing operations and control backed by Agriculture Bank of China on the cusp of being certified to operate in urban.
Yeah, Ehang has some really nice potential.
EV?
If we get,
Ehang.
Yeah, Ehang. EH is the ticker. It's traded over 120, I think. Before.
I'm sure we've talked about it.
It's one of those that if they, and the sad thing is this, I thought of that company the other day when they had, there's an area that's been locked down where they had, because it's been locked down in China and the fire engines couldn't get to them, people burned to death. And Ehang, one of the things they can provide is these aerial drones that can go and actually put out fires like in the high-rise buildings. And so if they would have had that, maybe those lives could have been saved. And I just thought of that. I'm like, man, that's, especially if all the major cities in China would, buy, those would be great contracts. More importantly, they would be,
futuristic type companies.
Yeah. You got so many people in those cities over there.
I feel like it's so hard to focus on those futuristic companies right now with struggling with being on the right now, keeping the right now companies alive.
Yeah.
It's super hard for people to put money into these futuristic, companies that we usually would be putting money into because we see the future. But right now, it's like a lot of companies don't have the money to be putting into the future per se. Maybe they need to be putting into right now, staying alive right now.
Well, they gotta have that bigger money than me.
Yeah.
TLM. Too little money.
Jalen Brown said, hit that like. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
Jalen Brown let you know. Hit that like, subscribe. You know what it is. Come on.
How about the Celtics? They got a dangerous squad this year. Man, when they picked up, what's the name from the Pacers coming off the bench, I said, ooh.
Celtics?
That's tough.
Dude, I have not been in the NBA.
Oh, man.
At all. I watched, I did watch the Magic. I watched the Mavericks Golden State game last night, and I still found out that Steph is still doing Steph things, and Luka is still picking up Luka points.
That's what they're going to do. Yeah, they're going to ball out.
I figured that out from watching one game. I was like, okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, they're still good.
Yep.
Tina said, we are all learning that makes the ride so much better. Facts.
Yeah, it is. It's fun.
As long as you come on here and learn at least one thing, that's the goal.
Yeah.
Y'all come in here and learn at least one
Even
thing.
if it's
Share at least one new piece of information, make someone better.
His mustache is clean and he's about to have birthday and I got good hair. Let's go. I'm happy somebody liked the hair.
Fresh stuff.
Feeling good about that.
Let's go. I walked in and that was the first thing I said.
Yeah,
fresh stuff. Come on.
Let's go. It's good that aerodynamic in the gym.
Yeah, and y'all see him probably more than me. Come on. Hype him up. Jalen said if you waited 5 years to start investing, would have missed a NIO like I missed Tesla in the early days. That's
True.
I can't complain about that. I did get NIO early,
Very
and I was
exciting.
buying it dumb times, but I was buying at great times. So it weighs out at the end, right? Asian Fish said Shellpong only almost 50% jumps. I'm curious to see what their stock was at today. Shellpong.
What?
Shellpong? Yeah.
Yeah,
everyone's talking about
like
50% jump.
50%, yeah. Had big volume though too.
Sure. See, all did, but I'm interested to see what they started at versus what they ended at because I don't even follow.
Yeah, and Shellpong, the trade volume is one of the things that I looked at immediately because I'm like, all right, are these being bought in a basket? You got big firms buying all these together at once, and pushing them all. That's kind of what I was wondering.
It's pretty close. Pretty close to us NIO lovers. King Pop guessing 2025 for USA because next gen NIO won't even be available in China until 2024. And William Lee said it will be next gen for US entry.
Unless they can get it going faster. Come on, NIO, let's go.
Ramp it up. Corey White, LOL, you'll lose more money trying to time the market rather than just staying. Anyone trying to time NIO stock missed out on today. Anyone trying to time any stock right now is unless like they have
earlier, you're like 10 versus $12. If you believe in it long term,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But if you're trying to time the stuff right now, unless you have, great insider or you're paying someone to release a lot of information to you, today had to be a very bad day. Today could not have been predicted with the spy. I'm talking about strictly because NIO's been up since the start. But I opened even when I opened my app at like 11 or 12, everything was just static. The spy might have even been down $1 or $2, and then I opened it an hour later and we're up like $6-7. If I was a trader today,
well, that's the thing. Different.
I might have been very mad.
Very different lens. Trading, investing, not
very, very. So like today, it didn't matter for me because the view is the same. No matter what it does, it goes up 10 and goes down 10. What we're looking at. Charles said, how likely is a live stream tomorrow with the delivery numbers video in the AM? I'll be working.
Let's see.
It'll be all this man. That's a question for him. I'm in Toronto, so same time zone as New York. So, 2 hours ahead?
Yeah, 1 hour.
That's what that is. 1 hour ahead?
1 hour, yeah. Or Chicago time.
Maybe early for you. East Coast, I knew it was 1 hour. I didn't know if it got up to 2 up in the north. Fluffing Fluff said, by the way, most of the protest footages you guys have seen were completely staged. A small group of overseeing local Chinese were promised money to cause trouble. However, many of them didn't get paid, and they stupidly leaked that info online to complain about it. Now the police are after them. That sounds like some Americanized shit right there. Some of them leaked the info on a Canadian-Chinese forum. There's even footage of a guy negotiating the prices on a street in China. Bottom line is never trust a Western mainstream media.
Yeah, I don't even watch it.
Yeah.
I see the clips of what they're putting out, and then I try to go to my people who I follow on Twitter.
I mean, I say
they're neutral, and then I'm like, all right, what?
I mean, I say
really
you'll know it's true or not by watching the background noise and the background prices and all that. But by watching the now media, you might get a little bit misled for sure. But if you're looking at that background noise and what happens after everything is said and done, then you might have a better idea of what happened, maybe. King Pop said a wagon or an estate car, maybe an EE5 or an EE7.
Yeah, I knew somebody would be
the name,
that.
similar to Zeekr 001 that delivers 10,000 a month in China.
Yeah.
Hopefully Audi doesn't have any problems with those, the double E's, because we already know how they felt about that one E. So 2 E's might cause Audi a little bit of trouble. They're going to be pissed.
They're seeing NIO as serious competition.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's really going on. King
Pop got that. Fluffing. There wasn't a lockdown. The residents bolted the exits to prevent crimes. Plus, they didn't close the fire doors. That's why the fire. So they're just talking about interpersonal stuff. So much fake Western media news. Yeah, we'll like that because that's a thing. King Pop said Rumqui was in lockdown for several months, so they're just still going. Okay, yeah. Jonathan Flynn said, I think money came in today because the protests didn't just extinguish. They ended up going international with gatherings in Canada. Looks as if the people really wanted to change in regard to lockdowns.
Yeah, the funny thing is that the government was already going that direction.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Why I'm kind of like, yeah, it's sort of.
The problem.
It's a matter of when is media going to give us the okay? Yeah. They're not until big money is done buying. So maybe this is the beginning of big money buying. And if so, then in the next month or two, after they're all done buying, they'll tell us, hey, buy Chinese stocks now, everybody. That's
the problem I see with looking as a reason of the pump and protest correlating is that the people who are causing the pump know what's happening, 10 steps ahead of the protest or what's going to happen. They're way ahead. So the problem with I see with them correlating is a little bit above, the people that are causing this pump, the people that are putting money
in the case of China.
If the people that are putting money in, are they really seeing the protests as like an opportunity, or are they just already seeing are they the reason, or not the reason at the protest, but could they see that this was going to happen? So they just positioned early. Is it a correlation? Or is it the fact that they just know?
I don't know. I think
that they just know that could possibly drive stuff down early.
It's geopolitical BS. Like it's easy. It's an easy play for the shorts.
So I'm saying it's hard.
So I don't like speculating too much on it.
Right.
but I just kind of watch and go, okay, this and this and this. And I mean, ultimately, we're going to find out if this is the beginning of money flow based on tomorrow and what we see the next couple weeks.
And this is a lot bigger of a pump, though, than what we've seen in the past when we both say, is this the beginning of something?
I don't know.
I feel like this is a little bit bigger. This has been like,
move.
Yeah, but this is
million plus.
This is like $10+ on open on the S&P. That's big.
Well, so you're separating. I'm talking NIO versus
okay. I'm talking about overall. I'm talking about
because the SPY won't necessarily move with NIO.
Sure.
Right?
Sure. Which we've all seen.
I'm looking at the one,
and that's fine.
The SPY, what kind of volume was traded there? That's what I want to know. Because if it was lower than average volume, then it could be suspect today too. For the SPY.
SPY is all the way up to 408.
Yeah, but what's the trade volume compared to average?
I'm getting murdered right now.
Because if it's lower volume, it's easier to mess with.
Oh, that's just pulling up my. What the heck? Do I gotta keep? Oh, I gotta scroll way down. Yeah, 120. Average is 65.
So it was bigger volume. And
it
was
about
late, right?
Almost doubled. Late. All very late.
All late.
All after like 12.
Somebody piling in.
All after about 12:30 is when it hit.
So let's see what happens tomorrow then. First SPY, I mean, and everything. We might have a live stream every day. I don't know. We'll get back to
King
comments.
Pop said, Xinjiang has been in lockdown for a long time. Regional lockdown, not the whole city.
That's the area I was talking about. But again, it's sort of,
going back and forth.
Yeah, and the one thing I don't put a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of unknown
media narrative.
There's a lot of unknown.
That's why I don't call it news. I call it the narrative.
Right. Spoken said, I'm in California. Please don't complain. That's gotta hurt. Charles said, any thoughts on Archimoto Inc. Ticker FUV. They did a 12-to-1 reverse split. Cool company, but geez, they look.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with
beating. No, I have not heard of that. Elaborate more what they do. King Pop said stock jumped because the lockdown ended a few cities in Guangdong after the protests, which hints at a pivot.
Yeah, again, my take has just been
it's so hard to
the Chinese stuff took a hit.
But why
after
as
soon as she was, he got his position again. The thing about it is, like, Cyrus Jansen and people who are actually in the know said that was like to be expected. That wasn't a surprise.
Yeah.
But everything took a beating after that. And so I'm just kind of like, all right, whatever. That's the narrative. Like, there's the narrative and then there's what's actually going on. And I just don't trust the narrative. That's why I call it the narrative.
And Pop so he says that the stock jumped because of a lockdown or but if you look at the S&P, right, and you look at the stock,
but again, that's separate.
Is there a correlation?
Separate with the Chinese.
There's no correlation to you.
This morning,
SPY
pumped later.
The SPY pumped later, and NIO's been up since the beginning. But
so for me, that's separate.
And is okay. And you don't think a time difference or anything like that has anything to do with it?
Not in this case, because I do watch them over the course of the last months.
Because when the first thing I thought when I opened, obviously before I got to work, or like when I was at work, I had looked because we were slow in the morning. It's really cold. Nobody's really coming in. So I went and looked at NIO because you had texted me. You said, did you see NIO today? And obviously I saw straight vertical, right? Then I looked at AMC.
The rocket pattern.
I saw that, but then I looked at AMC, like the 8, and I looked at maybe 2 others that I owned, right?
Yeah.
The straight opposite.
Right.
So I was like, okay, so that's kind of weird, right? That's not usually like the pattern that you see. So something was obviously weird about today. And then at like 12, or 12:30 or whatever, I got off of work at 2, but I looked before that and I saw the S&P was kind of running, and I saw NIO was still running. So I was like, oh, was that like an early indicator of just like S&P bouncing back, or what was that? I thought initially it was like maybe a time change type of thing, but that couldn't have been it because they open at the same time here. So
no,
I was confused personally. I was like, what's happening. And then I got off of work and I looked at it more. I was like, oh.
Well, for weeks I've been talking about, all right, I'm waiting to see whenever big money's going to flow back.
Well,
to
me,
Chinese
yeah.
stocks.
And to me, it was that 400.
Happened today.
To me, it was that 400, like 401, 402 level. Like, right. Yes. The SPY for me was at 400. We had teased like 401, 402, but nothing had happened crazy about that. And then today it was like 405, and I was like, there it is. Boom.
Well, that's the thing. If you look back at like Bitcoin and Mara, and they all sort of pumped when the SPY did.
That's what I'm saying. Like everything usually correlates, and today was kind of.
The Chinese stuff was early.
It was different. Which is weird. But it's good to look at.
Being heavily shorted, the AMC, the APE, a bunch of those things have been like, if their basket shorted, then again that's different.
And it didn't even run like the SPY did. It just kind of consolidated with the SPY. The SPY ran, and all those other stocks kind of consolidated. So obviously, that something's being moved. Right.
Big money plays games. Short term, that's why I don't like to trade, and I look at the long term. That way I can trust the research and just position.
Fluffing said Aaron's spot on the geopolitical. Pop said also there's been chatter of pivot where they plan on saying there's a new COVID strain similar to a flu, so they can slowly reopen now and mission accomplished thanks to the CCP, millions of lives saved.
Yeah, narratives are for real. The storyline and shaping that.
Narratives are very for real.
Media and
meant to say CPC, not CCP. That's my bad. I misspoke. King Pop said CPC is a petrol company. Peter said you kids have curious imaginations.
I love it. It's a true story.
Notary said the party made announcements about easing, gave notice of a FaxCon restart, etc. Little to no protests on Monday forward. Rune, what's up, baby? Peter, paranoia will destroy you. Yeah. If you've been in the market long enough, you know. Pop, everyone just play along and praise the CPC so they can reopen. Yes, Dr. Great today. Any thoughts on why? That's what we kind of been chirping on, Rune. Rune,
what's up, Rune? Welcome.
There's a lot of different conspiracies going on in chat right now, as you can see. If you just read a little bit, conspiracies are flying. King Pop said talks are reopening and ending lockdowns. Notary said we've been in a huge HKSE rally for 2 days. I think that started to influence other markets on the second day.
That's a good point.
Kelowna 33, what's up? Have you ever heard of the Electric Viking YouTube from Australia? If so, your opinion on his negative thoughts, positive, negative. I've never heard of the Electric Viking.
He was really late to see NIO, and I felt like he was a little I wondered at that point when I saw how late he was recognizing NIO if he was maybe disconnected from the Chinese market. And the little bit that I've seen since then seems to validate that he seems very disconnected and really unaware of NIO and what NIO has. So he's got a cool look and a good sound, but he was late from the first time I saw him talk about NIO, in my opinion anyway.
Rizwan said, hi. Hello, Rizwan.
What's up, Rizwan?
Notary Electric Viking is weird. Got to that a little bit. Peter said Viking is not the sharpest tool.
Yeah, I don't know that he's done much
No
research,
comment from me.
And that's not uncommon. So
not going to find very many YouTubers like Aaron, guys. That's what we're saying.
Nerding out. I stay nerding out.
James said, I commented on Vikings post and never got a response. Strong unfollow. It's one thing that you'll get from Aaron. He's going to get to you. It might take a day or two, but he's going to get to you, dude.
Try.
I remember when we were in the kitchen, you'd be taking little breaks and be like answering all the comments. I'm like, go, Aaron. Take your break.
I know everybody's
go
like,
answer
you
all.
don't have to respond
go answer all
that's
the
kind
comments.
of the point. Like, they're taking their time.
Interaction.
It matters.
Interaction.
It matters.
No, there's been some really collective good thoughts today about this price action.
Yeah, no.
There's a lot of conspiracies going on in the chat right now, guys. So who all thinks it's going to be the deliveries? I'm just curious. Just say if you think it's going to be deliveries, say deliveries. If you think it's, the general just economy moves, market, media, narratives, whatever you think, other, we'll put that in the other. If you think it's earnings, say earnings. If you think it's other, just put another. But I'm curious because if we're really believing in a record record delivery tomorrow.
Oh, it's coming. It's gonna be beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you, James. I appreciate
James
that.
Aaron is the best, hands down, guys, hands down. He's
I
the gonna put in the research
I nerd
for
out
you.
like few.
Yes, I'm just a spokesperson. Yes, deliveries help too.
Well, and it's interesting. All right, let's separate the things out and let's go. Let's simple, fundamental.
Sure.
If that's in play, which we don't know, delivery record, it's coming.
Yes.
December 1st. So if you're managing money on Wall Street and you want to make moves before end of year, and I don't know what the time frame is, benefit to why, but maybe there's something to do with that timing wise, element wise. Maybe they need to place funds. Maybe that's why the whole market got a lot of action. Yeah. Powell talking. Of course, there's a one-off. You never know with him. No. Powell pump. One thing I don't expect ever is the market to completely tank when Powell is talking. It's like the Fed won't allow it or something. No, that's conspiracy, but it doesn't mean it's wrong either.
That's just American media being uneducated as frick.
All right, we got to get to comments. This is getting good. I can see. I can tell already.
So Aaron is the best, hands down. Delivery said yes. Deliveries help too. We hope so. Rune said, I really like the way Aaron and others in the comments on this channel talk together and share on the NIO nerding. Yeah, there's been great talk today.
We've got really good people in the community. That's one of my favorite things about NIO is you can go to some random person's video on NIO, and in the comments, if you go to the comments,
one of you guys will be in there. One of you guys will be in there.
Coaching them up on what they don't know.
It's usually Pop. King Pop's all over the videos.
Good stuff.
Charles said Electric Viking was full on with NIO and Xiaopeng. Searches Twitter and older videos. He has a large following and did a 180. I still check his videos out, though. Lost major respect.
Well, I think there's a big thing for content creators. They want to put the content out. Yeah. And most of them aren't like me. I really don't care if my channel doesn't grow fast. I would like it to, but I'm not going to put out some BS narrative just to get views. I'd rather not do a video, frankly, than do that. And you got guys who have gotten paid from FTX, and now they're bad-mouthing FTX. And I'm like, you took a bunch of their money and hooked yourself up. Other people got screwed over, and now you're dogging out. Like, they're all about themselves. And I'm sorry, I don't want to be negative, but that kind of pisses me off when I see that, because it's classless, it's trashy, and I wish the viewers would recognize it.
Yeah.
Because somebody who's actually high level doesn't have to sell you something. They're high level, legit.
People are going to notice.
Come on. Sorry, I'm done.
Come on. Tell them, Aaron.
It's the hair. It's got me going today.
Aaron's feeling sharp and talking sharp. Watch out.
What's the point here?
So we got I unfollowed Viking Nice Guy, but suddenly dumped NIO and is now a big Tesla fan. People switch up like the seasons, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah, well, I'm always curious about the Tesla. I feel like there are Tesla investors who actually had to grow and see Tesla do their thing, and they really believe in NIO. And then there are Tesla investors who really hate on NIO. I think they feel like NIO's competition, but I've never seen it that way. And so I just think it's interesting, the dynamic.
For sure.
The difference of some Tesla investors.
100%. Stefanos, look, man, Vikings pumping 5 to 6 daily disposal videos.
Dang, that's a lot.
I think he's got the time to do proper due diligence.
That might be facts right there. If he's doing it like
unless the only person I've seen be able to put out that type of volume on their content and still be on the dot is probably Caddy. Caddy pumps out money. Caddy pumps out videos and he stays money. Yeah. And that's rare. That's rare, guys. If you see a guy, putting out a video every 5 hours, every 6 hours,
it's on the research.
Just don't.
It's no joke.
Yeah, watch, and make sure he's not just repeating or regurgitating the same facts in different ways for every video, because there's a lot of guys that do that because they get money for each video that they put out. So it's rare to see someone like Caddy. At Money Vesting, if you don't know who I'm talking about, Money Vesting on Twitter, Money Vesting on YouTube, that actually puts out valuable information like that often. Yeah, it's hard to do. It's very hard to do.
Yeah, huge.
It's very hard to do.
And it's a big difference.
So just be careful,
People putting out the content, like the Meet Kevin's. He has built an incredible brand.
When people say quality over quantity,
in my mind.
When people say quality over quantity, they're not joking. But when you can put out both, that's when you got someone.
Always.
That's when you got some. Maybe you should drop that sub for. Peter said, "Do you two gents think?" Got lost there, Peter. James said, "Dude doesn't respond to almost anyone." They talk about Viking. Jonathan said, "I just don't think deliveries have moved us in this type of level since everything has happened. However, we do know China's lockdown affect NIO greatly, as well as the world economy." That's what we're kind of waiting to see.
Let's see what happens. I want to see if we get more big money flow.
It's hard to put predictions out there, but we'll find out. Time will tell. Time will tell. Time will tell.
I like it.
Fluffing said, "Given the current situation, I think it's too early for the fundamentals to move the market. I would put my money on pure speculation." There could be a lot. There could be. Who knows? It's so hard to say anything because it's like, ooh.
Well, the funny thing
I guess we'll find out.
When NIO ran the last time, there was absolutely no fundamental reason.
No, there's no reason. It just runs. It just runs. Xiaopeng went up the most. And the cities that ended lockdowns today are where Xiaopeng is located at. Correlation? Possibly so. Fluffing. That's why I like your channel. Jonathan, I personally think China is showing some willingness to pivot their lockdowns is the biggest thing to move NIO right now besides audit information. I feel like lockdowns do have a lot to do with
I just think whenever big money flow, and that's what I've been talking about for a couple months.
But maybe big money knows about lockdowns before we do. Maybe they know ending and dates and stuff like that, But it's all speculation.
Yeah,
it's not financial advice.
Never.
At the end of the day, it's
ever.
not.
Look at this sweatshirt. Definitely not.
Robert, if you want to grow your channel fast, stop talking about NIO. LOL. Never, Robert. And you'll stay coming in this stream. You'll stay coming in. You will return. Jonathan said false. He's just giving us crap. No big deal. No big deal. Nuri said strong argument, John. They're just John. Why are you watching? Come on. Hey, he's a regular. Chill out. Charles said, "Me, Kevin is the king of videos. So much content."
Yeah, he's built his brand by putting out a ton of content for real.
Yeah, I'd rather go to a school class that lasts an hour where the professor actually teaches me what I need to know, rather than sitting in school for 3 hours where you sit there and talk about gibberish for 2 and learn your lesson for 1. The
algo and the people selling and the companies paying you money as a YouTube personality or whatever.
Yeah, I was going to say
content are going to drive more to Meet Kevin and Graham.
YouTube is not paying him for the validity or the
Stephan, that other guy.
Yeah, YouTube's not paying him for the validity or the truthness or the time he's put into the videos. They're paying him based on YouTube algorithm, based on views, based on likes. They're not paying on, okay, well, how much time did you make making this video? How much, how long is it?
Like FTX,
all that stuff.
I think FTX paid both of them.
Oh, God. FTX has paid an unreal amount of people, and that's why they were so big for so long. Them
more commercial sponsorships, and that just drives more views.
And another reason why I need to get a cold wallet. If y'all are in crypto right now, by the way, get a cold wallet, a ledger, something. Just because you trust Coinbase, just because they have the most backups, just because of the most sponsored backup in the crypto space does not mean that they will not go bankrupt. Trust me when I say I have a lot of money tied up right now that I cannot get to.
Not financial advice.
Get a cold wallet. Get a ledger. They're $100. Put it offline for now. While you're not buying, while you're sitting, while you're holding.
That's a tough
get
lesson.
it.
That's a tough lesson.
Get it. Like I said, this is the first time I've been in a bear market, and look where I'm at. Do not make the same mistake. I'm here telling you, do not be that guy.
You're the voice of experience right now.
Yes.
How does that feel?
And I'm only 20. And I'm only 20. All right, guys, just believe me when I say I have a lot of money that's I cannot do anything with. Just get a cold wallet, get a ledger, put it on there, be done with it.
Peter, I see you. What was it? Something about Mr. P? I don't know what he was
Here
trying
we
to ask.
go.
I lost it.
Meet Kevin is the king.
I know
Mr. He
I know
said,
you got me, Robert.
like
I know
Aaron,
you do, bud.
Notary said, meet Kevin Long on PP.
Oh, yeah, he
I've
started
never
some
heard
fun for
ticker.
himself now. He
Oh,
started a fun for
that's where
himself.
we're at. That's where we're at, guys.
That's what
Come
he's
on.
doing. That's what he's doing.
I'm gonna start an
Is
OnlyFans,
FTX
I guess.
silent partner? No.
Me, Kevin Long. Aaron, have you breached a 1,000 shares?
2,000 is my goal.
2,000 is the
I'm
goal.
not there. I'm not there.
We'll
But
have a
baby
party.
Steps. I'm baby stepping.
We'll have a party the day he is.
I'm gonna get there.
See you later, my friends. Peace out, Smoking Man. We
Smoke
appreciate
it.
you stopping by. Always appreciate the love, man. Stefanos, what do you guys think of Xiaopeng's stock? I personally feel like the stock is simply being manipulated. Frank Capital for more NIO. Look at the Chinese market today and do your due diligence. I'd say those are the two things you need to do.
Based on just today, which is very limited,
it
looks like they're being bought together.
Yes.
But let's see what happens tomorrow, the next week, or whatever. If
and by that,
together,
you can maybe infer money going into Chinese market, but you can't infer that until you get a much longer term view, week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks of you seeing the pump. So,
and I am not I'm not a trading focused type of
person.
I
was going to say, we're not short term. So everything we're looking at and telling you is based on a longer term point of view.
So that's one of the reasons I won't go, I would play.
We're not looking at like a head and shoulders pattern, and we're not looking at like a consolidation pattern, and we're looking at
the NIO rocket patterns.
We're looking at company fundamentals and how the market overall is heading, and that is what we're giving advice off of. So
we're not giving any advice.
No. Sorry, that was the wrong word. That's what we're talking about. Not giving advice about.
No, I like NIO because it's long term. I've never been that impressed with Xiaopeng from a long term standpoint, partly because it has to compete with Tesla and it's in the mass market.
Just because they can move 20% a day doesn't mean anything, guys.
Well, again, trading versus investing, not the same. The way I look at it.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to look at trading, go and look at
if they all trade together in the next week.
Go look at the Coinbase stock. If you want to look at trading, go look at how that thing moves. And
is it how bad is it down,
dude? That thing moves like 20% a week. I swear to you, it moves an unprecedented amount. It's something I could never be in personally.
It's the Jim Cramer kiss of death.
Yeah, it literally is. But God, dude, check Twitter. You'll see some people making unreal money. And it's like, well,
oh, man.
You pick your poison. King Pop said, there's a video of Chinese representatives being asked about ending lockdown possibilities. You just frozen silent for the longest time. And, that's the same as a lot of representatives. Yes, Biden about lockdowns and interest. Oh, God. You're probably not even going to get an answer in English that makes any English sense. So, I can't bag on anyone else leading any other country saying anything right now because we are the epitome of not knowing what the frick is going on. All right. Xiaopeng is dangerous because they have a demand issue that they may or may not be able to fix. That's, demand is a huge issue right now. Stefanos, I noticed the behavior in the past. Xiaopeng pumped, NIO slacked, the Xiaopeng dump, NIO ran. That happened often during the bullish days back and then you look at today and they're kind of running together.
Well, there again, if you've got even one or two firms who are doing things in the background, manipulatively, or shorting, whatever, that who knows when they're going to stop or start,
and people that are just bullish and just the Chinese economy in general is a difference than being bullish in the American economy in general. They could just be buying just because of the overall economy. You never know why people are specifically buying.
We can speculate about lots of things, but I don't like doing that. I like going, all right, where's the research? Tell me this company's going. In the case of NIO,
we like to have a lot more than like a 25% knowing ratio than going in to buy something. You got to 26, 27, anything above that, we're in. I lied, guys. Don't believe me. King said, just invest and hold on for dear life. Don't try to look for patterns. Yeah, I mean, if you don't have the experience, I'm not saying don't day trade.
Ultimately, just do whatever works for your money.
Yeah, to sit here and say that people haven't made life-changing games off of day trading, I'd be extremely foolish. But people have lost their entire lives in it. So, yeah, if Yes. Please just
Your money, do it.
Please just do your research in both before you do anything, please. Please,
Charles talking about Moo.
If Moo goes belly up or something bad happens, so many YouTubers will be under the microscope, even with their verbal disclaimers.
Yeah, Moo owned by Futu, I believe. And I don't know. I haven't looked at how much money they have backing it.
And personally, when Moo even reached out to someone like me, like I wasn't big. It's not like they kept pressing, just to post my information. Like, even if I wasn't, it's not like they kept being like, hey, like anything you post. Well, it was like when I was seriously doing it, they were like, okay, like let's work on something. But
he's talking about the Moo being the trading platform. Because a lot of YouTubers are plugging it and getting, they've got their deal with it.
Like the Chinese, you're talking about the Chinese.
Yeah, because I did it for a little while when they were offering a NIO stock. And when people were like, hey,
oh, shoot, I was totally thinking of West Money.
No, where can we
That's
trade
where
over
I think of. That's my fault, guys. I misspoke. I was thinking of West Money, not talking about Moo.
But if
completely different.
Futu has money backing it, they should be fine. I think the FTX thing is, I find it really fascinating because I'm just sitting back watching how these guys basically did the same thing that the banking system does.
They run off of Bitcoin and not US dollars. So when Bitcoin drops to X amount of dollars and they don't have money to fund, it's just like a US dollar dropping a certain amount of value
in the first place. That's the problem.
That's.
But the Federal Reserve gets to pass that on to us. We pay for it. So
take your chances, baby. Yeah, I'm just glad I wasn't involved in the whole FTX thing. I've been involved in other things, but FTX.
Well, I'm afraid they actually had a negative impact on Celsius. I think a lot of them are tied together.
Yeah, and that's a big problem. A problem that I am dealing with. Chat me alone. Hopefully, none of you guys. But if you are actually dealing with any of the Celsius stuff, you can ask me questions because I have been learning about this and about getting your money back and more court dates and stuff. So maybe DM me or something on Twitter if you have extra, because I have information if anyone's confused on if they're getting their money back and stuff. Me and my dad have been.
It's good you're going through getting that.
Yeah, I mean, my dad's already done it. I gotta go search this PDF and make sure that I am in agreement and all my funds are right. And then you have to file a lawsuit by, I believe, January 3rd.
You want to be listed as a creditor.
XXXXX. Yes, you do. So if anyone is stuck and do not know what to do, I may have a little bit of help.
Just ask Mustache Seth.
Yeah. Yeah,
he's almost 21.
There's something on my face. We're working on it. I think Moo is protected by SPSC if you're interested in or if you're invested in stocks by a SPAC,
SPSC,
SIPC. Okay,
it's probably agency regulatory.
Gamer O'Malley said NIO's about to fly. Let's go,
Neo.
Neo. Grow some wings. Let's see how NIO moves tonight in Asia.
Yeah, true.
Wonder if holding Chinese shares of NIO on Moo is protected. I wouldn't know. By the SIPC.
I don't think I looked up.
Momentum said he said oops. LFGO. Let's go momentum swing. Let's go. What did we close out here? Sorry guys, I'm looking.
I think we closed 11.70.
408, 11, and then
you look at the SPY.
Yeah, I'm looking at it still. Dude. All right. Let me just how do we search on here? Is that a function or is that a stock? It's a function.
Yeah.
Where do we go to?
SPX. There you go.
Okay. Sorry, guys. We're
getting back to NIO. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Okay. All right.
So it's 12:67 after hours.
We're moving a little bit.
At close, and that's where it is now.
Okay. All right.
I think we need to wrap it, though, because I'm glad you got through it. I'm glad you got to stop in.
Yeah, so King Pop said, let's see how much tonight. I wonder if holding Chinese shares of NIO on Moo is protecting. Oops. So we're
caught up on chat. And it's quieting down. Things are quieting down. I could feel it.
Quieting down.
We'll stop. People are going for dinner or sleeping if they're in Europe and it's really late.
Yeah. We gave you guys our 2 cents for the day.
Ooh, did we? Ooh. There's a lot of speculation.
Yes.
A whole lot of speculation.
Yes.
Let's see. New delivery record number tomorrow. Let's go. Less than 24 hours away.
Friday we should be back. I should be off of work. I get off of work at 1. I get off of work at 1, so I should be here on time for like the first time in forever. I need to double check my work schedule. Don't quote me. It's either 1 or 2.
So hopefully we can do a 2
Yeah,
2 p.m. The 2:30 sometimes gives Seth a little more time to
It
make
gives me
over.
time to be here on time, but
we'll try for 2 o'clock on Friday. Live
Sure.
stream.
Yeah.
A little bit closer to that 21st birthday. Future NIO owner right there. I can see it now.
Let's go.
I can see it now.
Of course.
Hey, thanks everybody for stopping through.
Yes, thank
NIO
you
Global
all.
Community, it's good. And Charles
Yeah,
says,
chugging that Red Bull tomorrow. Let's grow those wings. Let's go, baby.
Get that
That's a
rocket
Red Bull
pattern on the
commercial.
chart. Vertical.
Thank you all for stopping, commenting,
Yeah,
showing love, support. You know what to do. Thank you all.
Catch y'all.